24 hours after an assassination attempt on a former American president, and we're learning new information about the attack, the shooter, and the strong questions for the Secret Service about how this happened. Tonight, the FBI has identified the 20-year-old gunman who opened fire at a campaign rally, injuring former President Donald Trump. But a motive right now still isn't clear. We have comprehensive coverage for you tonight, including hearing from a Hoosier who was at the rally and a look at security for the Republican National Convention this week. We'll start with NBC's Jay Gray and the latest on the investigation from Pennsylvania.
His face bloody, fist raised.
Let me get my shoes on.
Former President Trump rushed from the stage after an assassination attempt. Chaos and panic. Now, a full day later, giving way to prayers and calls for unity. Mr. Trump writing on social media, "In this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans." A message echoed by President Biden.
Unity is the most elusive goal of all, but nothing is important than that right now.
The former president maintaining his schedule, traveling to Milwaukee this afternoon ahead of the Republican National Convention as dual investigations intensify. The FBI focused on the alleged shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. Agents saying he was armed with a semi-automatic rifle registered to his father and that explosive materials have been identified inside his car and home. While Homeland Security agents tried to determine how it could have happened, how a rooftop less than 150 yards from the rally was left open and accessible.
Coverage of this building and the roof was built in to the overall security plan, and coverage fell through the cracks, which means nobody ensured that coverage was actually in place, or it wasn't built into the overall plan at all.
We're also learning more about a firefighter in the crowd, Corey Comparator, killed in the crossfire. A husband and father of two young girls.
Corey died a hero. That Corey dove on his family to protect them last night at this rally. Corey was the very best of us.
Two others in the crowd were wounded and remain in the hospital tonight, their conditions upgraded from critical to stable. Former President Trump had apparently considered delaying his trip to Milwaukee, but in a social media post this afternoon says, "I can't allow a shooter or potential assassin to force change to scheduling or anything else." Jay Gray, NBC.
Off tomorrow with a different tone expected after yesterday's assassination attempt. The head of the Wisconsin Republican Party says the convention will go ahead as planned. In a press conference today, he shared his condolences for the victims, and he made it clear he does not expect Donald Trump to scale back his participation at all.
The plans have not changed. We are all praying and thinking about the victims, and we'll have a convention very, very focused moving towards the future of this country with Donald Trump. The schedule has not changed in terms of the vice presidential nomination on Wednesday night or the presidential nomination on Thursday night.
The GOP chair also calls the convention site one of the most secure areas on the planet, with thousands of law enforcement officers on the ground there. 62 of those officers are actually Indiana State Police troopers. ISP Superintendent Don Carter tells us the troopers will help provide security there. They arrived in Milwaukee yesterday before the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania.